right? So I'll just take one of these logos, right? And you can actually do something like this, which I haven't really done before. You can actually just click on an image or something and then just bring it to your current layout, and then you'll be able to have it inside your layout. All these while you've been, for example, copy and pasting, that kind of thing, right? You can actually do something like that. And okay, I'm not even sure whether I can do this, but I'm gonna try it anyhow. Currently I can't. Right. All right. Let's say, for example, we have some of these, right? And let's say I want part of this to be within my current layout, part of the leads logo. I'm gonna scale it a bit so that it's, oopsie. Right, so it coincides with the center, like that. Scale it. All right. Let's say, yeah, it looks like a, I don't know, subway logo or something, right? Let's say I want parts of leads to not appear, meaning I want to make this logo a bit more dramatic. What I can do is I can do what I call a layer mask. So what is a layer mask? It's very simple. I'll just add a layer mask here first, right? So there are several options that we can see here. For the sake of this lesson, we're just gonna go with white full opacity, right? With this, what happens with this is that I'm creating a mask on top of this HMC leads layer, meaning to say that now I have a mask which is white, and white is full transparency, meaning to say that when I have a white mask, everything within that layer will be visible. It's full transparency, right? So I'm just gonna, full opacity, right? Full transparency. Full transparency is black, meaning nothing is shown. And you also see that the second one is here is black full transparency, right? So I'm going to choose white full opacity, right? And so how do I make it so that I have a bit more transparency, meaning parts of HMC leads will now be invisible? It's very simple. I can just take a brush, right? And make sure I choose the color black, right? Okay. And then I just brush onto the mask. As you can see here, and you can see it, right? The mask is the one which is being selected now. This is the active layer, which is actually a mask, right? Then I can just use the brush where I want it. As you can see, my brush is also 21.9%, 21.9% opacity. If I increase it, the brush, what I do is I just basically I'm just coloring it black. I don't know if you can see it. You know what? I'm just gonna do something like this, so that you can see. I don't know if you can see it here. It's very minuscule, but there are parts of that white rectangle which is now obscured, meaning to say that it's colored black. And the parts which are colored black will render the layer underneath it, which is the HMC leads logo, to be transparent, right? And the nice thing about this is, if I don't want this, for example, I don't have to apply this layer. I can just delete the layer mask. Thereby, my original layer remains, right? So let's add the layer mask again. Add layer mask, right? Full opacity add, right? Then I'll just go ahead and use the brush. So as you can see here, there's actually several tools for coloring. We have the pencil tool, the airbrush tool, and the paintbrush tool. What's the difference? As you can imagine, when you use a pencil, whatever you're writing is more precise than a brush. The brush has a little bit of sway to it, in such a way that if, let's say, for example, let's say you use a pen and you want to color this line, let's say, for example, your pen has this large tip, right? So you'll be coloring it fully like that. Whereas if it's a brush, then you have a slight bit of, on the side, you have something like that. There's a softness to it, which means that, let's say your canvas is white and your tip of your brush and your pen is blue. If it's a pen, then you have a solid blue line on white canvas. If it's a brush, you have a blue line on white canvas. At the same time, on the edges of the blue line, there's a mixture of white and blue because the brush is, is swaying, it's soft, and that kind of thing, right? So when or if you're editing photos and etc., it might be a good idea. Meaning it's a natural organic view. Then maybe you want to use a brush because it's like a softer kind of edit. Whereas if you want something to be really precise, like you're editing logo on logo or something, and or a shape on logo, then maybe you want to go with a pen or a pencil or something else. Airbrush, I haven't really used it a lot. You can give it a try, but if I'm gonna guess, I think it's even softer than brush because it's airbrush. Although I can't say for sure, right? Okay, so now it's with our brush. So I'm just gonna basically what's happening here is I'm just coloring the layer with black color on these parts. And as you can see, that will affect the layer that the mask is associated with, which is the HMC logo, right? Something like that. And so we have this kind of a layout, for example. Right? You can get rid of some other things if you want, right? Make it a bit more, I don't know, like something bitted, or it's been there for a long time. Maybe it's like a restaurant headboard or something, right? It's there for a long time, so time is eating it up, and that kind of thing, right? And so if that is what you want, then you can just apply the layer mask, or if not, you don't apply it. So how is this? Again, why is this more desirable than say the eraser, for example? The reason being, like I said, with this, we can still preserve the original artwork if you want, right? Not apply the layer or have different kinds of masks, for example, different kinds of layers, thereby preserving as much of the original artwork as we can, right? So,